you don't want to just jab into the tree and stuff. You just want enough just to break the cambial layer, just to open up the bark. So I made the vertical cut and then come right here and just make the T portion of it right here. And then I just take the, where did I put the little bud at? Did I drop it? Oh, here it is right here. And then I made the T cut into it, and I put it right at the intersection. I just kind of just, with my knife, just open up the bark. Kind of insert it like that. Just gonna open it up if I need a little more help and stuff. Just like that. You just insert it just like that. If you need to help it down a little bit, it's in there. Gonna make sure it's kind of sealed up, and then I just wrap it. And with trees, with the rubber bands here, you never want to really hunker down. You just want it nice and snug.
Okay.
You don't want to tie it real tight, because with trees especially, you can make it girdle and stuff, you know, and that's what you don't want. You just want it nice and snug and stuff, you know. Plus with these rubber bands anyways too, they'll deteriorate in the sun. So, but you still can girdle it. So.
So when this bud grows out, say yay, then eventually this will be cut off.
Yeah. So once you get some growth into that bud and stuff, you know, I like to put 2 and stuff. You can see some, I'll do another one.
Okay.
You get some decent growth. Like Josh said, you can take a knife and kind of just crack it. You can always take like a shear, and when you do it, always make sure you do it at an angle and stuff. I'll kind of like kind of cut it halfway and kind of just break it off. Don't sever it completely.
Okay.
So you can still keep the vascular connection, and you're still feeding the top, but it's minimizing how much energy is going to the top. There's still some energy going to the top, but most of it will be concentrated on there.
But eventually this will completely come off, right?
Yeah. And then once you get even better, once you find yourself, you got some good growth on there, then you come back and just clip it completely off and stuff.
Okay.
Once you tend to find you have good connection, you got some good growth on there, and it's going really well, then you can just come to clip it completely off and stuff, you know.
And how long will it be from today that you can actually transplant it out in the field?
This time of year and stuff, I'm gonna keep it in the greenhouse and stuff, but I probably won't put these in the ground early maybe next year or stuff, you know.
February, March, or
what I normally do here for new trees, I do a fall budding and stuff.
Okay.
So I'll do the same way. I have a nursery out in the field. You know, the rootstocks are out there. They're similar size, maybe a little bit thicker, but not too much. But I'll put a fall chip in there. You know, late September, early October, where it still can slip in there and stuff.
Okay.
You know. But what I'm trying to do at that point is I'm just trying to get the bud in there, and then once I get the bud in there, I want it to go to sleep and stuff. You know.
Okay.
So as long as it makes a connection to there, it'll sleep throughout the winter time, go dormant with the thing. Then when springtime comes around, what I normally do is the bud will start waking up with the tree and stuff, and then it'll start pushing out. And once it gets some good growth, I don't even break it off. I just kind of once I have some good growth, I just kind of just clip it completely off.
Okay.
And that promotes the growth. And by that time, like the trees I did, and I'll clip that in the early springtime. And I got trees out in my nursery right now that I clip in the springtime. Man, they're really good size and stuff, you know.
Cool.
But you can do this type of budding, say like even in the early spring and stuff, you know, where the trees are starting to wake up. There's some good flow into the tree, bud and stuff, and you can have a good growth by early summertime. Clip it back, and by late summertime, you have a really good sized tree, and you can probably pop that in the ground and stuff, you know.
Okay, so it's about a 12-month process.
It just depends what time
what
6
to
type of year.
12 months.
It just depends what type of year you do it and stuff, you know.
Okay.
It's typical. They'll call it June budding.
Okay.
Do it in late May. That's probably the earliest you can do it, and that's because your budwood's not ready yet, right? So you have to wait for that budwood to push out to be green and long enough, and not too herbaceous that you could T-bud it into your rootstock.
Okay.
So if you were to start, this would be the appropriate time to start your rootstock, start your cuttings, get them rooted and developed, put them to sleep. Let just move them outside come October, and then let those just go dormant, and then your rootstock's going to start taking off in the springtime, and then you can graft into it in May.
Okay, perfect. Cool. And these are some that were already done right here?
I just did them earlier today.
It's important that you're leaving some vegetation though above the graft, right? Because you want the xylem is just like a straw, and so the stomata on the leaves are the
causes
air
energy
are
and
pulling
nutrients.
the water out,
Okay.
and so that's making
And
it
it's
move to the
feeding it
basket.
up. Oh, that
And so
makes
it's feeding
sense.
that.
Okay, that's why you don't want to cut it
If
immediately.
you cut this, you would have no source of nutrient movement, no photosynthate going down, no nutrients or water going up,
Okay,
and so it would just dry out.
that's why you have to leave it till where you see it
You
start
to see
growing,
growing, and then you remove it.
because then it's pulling, it's doing what this is doing. This starts doing what this is doing
Exactly.
now. Okay, makes sense.